Hi, everybody. It is Jamie from the School of Creative Magic, and I am recording this for you on the day of the eclipse. Now, I'm using the eclipse as inspiration to talk to you about something, but if you listen to this later, like don't save it for an eclipse. Don't feel like you missed out. What I have to share here for you today, it will be useful at all times. I'm just using the eclipse as an example. So maybe like me, you are hearing so many things about what the eclipse means, about same with Mercury retrograde. We always hear all the things about what these planetary movements mean and what we should do. And as I always do, I want to reel it back and ask you to look inside first. Now, you may be saying, Jamie, I'm not an astrologer. It doesn't matter. There are so many ways we can look at an eclipse. There are so many ways we can look at the planets. We could look at them astrologically. We can look at them astronomically. We could look at them through mythology. We could look at them through history. We could look at them through geology. Like this is a rich body of knowledge that you could spend a lot of time exploring. And if it calls to you, I hope you will. But I want to start from that artistic place, that creative place, that magical place of trusting your own instincts and finding your own reactions, doing your own experiments, creating your own learning. And I just want you to think about just the most basic idea, the most basic thing that the sun is in the sky as it always is. And then today, for a period of time, the moon will have precedence, and the light of the sun will not be shining because the moon will be blocking it. Well, the sun will still be shining. Something will be between us and them, like something's between us and the sun, and so we don't see it. So, what might that mean to you? Like, even as I say it in the words that I happen to use to describe it right now, I was thinking about, hmm, where else might light be blocked in my life that it exists, but I'm not seeing it for some reason? Like that would be a venue to explore. The place I more readily go for the eclipse is the sun is all about action and activity and again, it doesn't take any special knowledge to know this. It's just like daytime. In the daytime, we see the sun, and in the daytime, that's when we get into action. And in the nighttime, we see the moon, and in the moon, we sleep, we dream. So again, just very simple things. And so, what does it mean that in the middle of the day, we step away from the light and are faced with the moon? One of the stories that it tells to me is instead of just doing, like getting on a rut, right? A habitual way of being, that every now and then it's good to stop and dream during the daytime, to stop and remember, oh, sometimes I need to rest. Sometimes I need to stop thinking. Sometimes I need a break. Sometimes I need to dream and attach those actions to my dreams, not just this repetitive cycle of I just do what I do because it's what I do, but like I do what I do because it's in service of my heart, because it's in service of my dreams, because it's in service of the world, because it's in service, whatever. And maybe you don't like the word service. That's totally cool because it's inspired by my dreams, because it's inspired by my instincts, because it's inspired by what I'm drawn to, or because it aligns with the truth that's in my heart. And because I want to more and more and more make decisions that create that alignment. So, the inspiration I'm taking today for myself is to just stop for a moment and check in with my heart and my soul and my dreams and see, like, in what ways are my actions and my activities and my day-to-day life aligned with, in harmony with that rhythm of day and night. So I encourage you to think that through for yourself, to always do that. When Mercury retrograde comes up and you hear all the things, ask yourself, but what does it feel like to me? What does it feel like to me? What do I notice in my own life about Mercury retrograde? There is something so profoundly important in the development of our creative magic, in the development of our art, for us to learn to trust our own instincts, to learn to hear them first of all, or feel them, or see them, to make space for them. And maybe that's what this eclipse also allows us to do, to take a moment and see what's going on in here. What does this moment represent to me? And then once you've done that, go down all the roads. Read the books, read the posts, listen to the podcast, and see where that can expand your view, but start rooted in your own responses, in your own body's wisdom, in your own insight, in your own intuition. And that might feel scary at first, but there's something really essential about that for we creative folk, so that we have our own true, unique responses. One of the other things I'm thinking about during this time is, like, my space is chaos right now. It's just chaos. And I also am taking this time as a bit of a reset. I do this so often. I always quote my meditation instructor, Susan Piver here, where she says, the amount of fresh starts you get is infinite. And one of the ways that plays out for me, and for those of you who are in the studio, the Year of Creative Magic, I always encourage you to do this too, is it plays out for me. Oh, if you're doing the yearbook too, um, the start of the new season, spring, ooh, fresh start, or the start of a new week. Okay, let me look at what I want to focus on this week. How am I going to align my actions to my desires and my priorities this week? Fresh starts can be Mondays. Fresh starts can be noon. Fresh starts can be morning. When you need one, there's one right around the corner. So I'm looking at, what fresh starts do I need? What sense do I want to make of all the chaos? I'm not rushing to come to order. I guess this is related to what I was saying before. I'm not rushing to turn chaos into order, because in order to do that, I need to make sense of it first. And I am the arbiter of that sense in my own life, where I look at it all and go, okay, what stands out for me? What thrills me? What moves me? What inspires me? What lifts me up? What brings me down? What overwhelms me? How can I move these pieces of my life, of my space, of my schedule? How can I work with space and time and life to make sense of this chaos in a way that nourishes me? I love that the sun is here, letting his presence be known, letting us know that he is here now and he will be here later, even after he danced. So that's an image that just came to me, is that the sun is going to dance with the moon today. Perhaps that's exquisitely beautiful. Perhaps them being close to another is its own kind of magic. And our sense of it being disrupted is rooted in a time when people were afraid that the sun wouldn't come back and that we need the sun. And so we feel pretty confident that the sun will return. We even know how to schedule it. I think in Toronto it's going to return at 4:36. It will be fully visible again. And so we can let go for the most part of that and just find our way of imagining what this moment, this time means in the world and to us. So, the main thing I want you to take away from today is this idea of looking inside first. I have said it many times and I will reiterate it many times to come because it really is a profound and powerful starting place for you as an artist whose life is your studio. It is a place for your creative magic to begin. I'll see you soon.